Well,
these people are political prisoners.
Yeah,
people keep commenting to me saying, he's not a political prisoner, he pleaded guilty. Well, many people who are persecuted in authoritarian states will plead guilty.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, you'll be executed.
Yeah.
If you don't, you'll get a longer sentence. You know you're going to be found guilty anyway because you're a political prisoner.
Yeah.
So the fact these people plead guilty doesn't then mean they're not political prisoners.
Correct.
What do you call it? South Africa, Mandela.
Yeah.
Everyone agrees he was a political prisoner. He was also a terrorist. He admits blowing shit up, but he was still a political prisoner.
Yeah. But this thing about pleading guilty as well, that's another thing, because they gaslighted these guys, all these people who they arrested. They said, if you don't plead guilty, you'll be on remand for 2 years. You'll be held on remand for 2 years, and then when you come to trial, then you might get
and you're going to be found guilty anyway.
Yeah. So they almost said, if you plead guilty, you'll probably get let off.
Yeah.
So they pled guilty, and they weren't let off.
Yeah.
Whereas the guy who shouted at the throats,
Yeah.
I can't remember his name now. You may
He was a counsellor from
Joe Jones or something like that. He was called. He pleaded not guilty.
Yeah.
He's out on bail.
Yeah. His court case is January.
Yeah. So this guy,
he will not do a day inside.
Yeah.
I guarantee he will not do a day inside. He'll get a suspended sentence.
So my view is we have now these political prisoners who were arrested for opposing the government's policies, basically. And that's what they were complaining about. By the way, just going back on this Peter Lynch guy, I saw a video of him, a tribute video to him on YouTube. And it was it must have been about 5 or 6 years ago. He looked younger, basically, and healthier. And he was protesting about Brexit. And he was talking to the interview. He was a perfectly reasonable man talking. A local, I think he was a Yorkshireman. I'm not quite sure where he's from. Talking articulately about Brexit, saying, the government have not done what we asked them to do. He wasn't a right-wing thug. He wasn't a brute, a terrorist or anything like that. He was a normal guy, but a working man who felt the government was not carrying out their promises. And his protest at the hostel in Rotherham or whatever, that was just an extension of that. This is obviously a man who's become disenfranchised by the government, not carrying its policies, carrying on with his protesting, then being arrested for that protesting against government policies, then dying in jail. I mean, it's horrific when you think about it.
It sounds just like the Soviet Union in the 70s and the 80s.
It does.
And under Putin now, where the enemies of the state just get arrested, go to jail, and just seem to die while they're there.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not claiming any underhand stuff. It probably was suicide, but that's not the point. The point is, he's a political prisoner. He disagreed with the government. He didn't commit violence. And the government needed to make examples of people, otherwise they risked more demonstrations. So he was used as a political pawn and punished because it was convenient for the government. That's usually the definition of a political prisoner. Did you enjoy that video? I think you did. Come on now, hit that bell, subscribe, comment. Let's build this channel. I need more followers, I need more subscribers. Be part of the journey. See you soon.